If a man proposes to his woman and she says no, does that mean the relationship is over?
Going into this thing, we want marriage, and I propose to you, and you say no, then I'm in my head, I'm be like, well, I guess you don't want me then.
I just really understand the importance of waiting and getting to know.
Man, at that point, I don't want to talk about nothing. I done bought this ring. I done got all my family together, my sister.
You know, now because he's ready, then now that means I gotta be ready. It's almost the same as when it comes down to dating.
What's up? What it do? Hey. We thank you for tuning in. And if you haven't hit subscribe, go ahead and invite a friend. It's me. I'm your main guy, Ty. That's me. And this is my girl, Anita. And you know we keep it fly. Hey. We keep it clean. Yeah, we keep it real nice. Hey. And when we get together, just know it's a real vibe. That's right. We're two people who do a lot of talking on topics that are relevant to your daily walking. Sure. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Hold on, Ty, wait. It's time for me to go.
Okay.
Chilling on the set with your main guy, Ty. We tell jokes, we love to laugh. You get a major high. Hey. Together we want to do some new things for you. So we hope that you enjoy watching season 2.
That's right.
Now you ain't got to sit there like you on the fence, because we are the two that are talking with sense.
Hello. Thank you so much for tuning in to Talking with Sense. I'm your girl, Anita.
And I'm your main guy, Ty. What it do?
This was... I don't think we're going to ever do a intro or welcome without laughing. We always start laughing for whatever reason.
Because, you know, I got to be extra.
It's all good. It's all good.
Every time.
It's all good. But check this. So, I saw this post on social media, and basically the post was asking, if a man proposes to his woman and she says no, does that mean the relationship is over? Now, I can only imagine your responses while you sitting at home, you hearing that, and trust me, social media did not hold back on their responses. So, Ty, I pose this question to you. If you propose to your woman and she says no, does that mean your relationship is over?
See, I want to be careful as I answer this, because I don't want...
I mean, but it's you. It's you.
Yeah, I'm going to be careful, but I'm going to say this. I say yes and no.
Relationship over?
Yes and no. Yeah, okay, I'm going to start with no. I'm going to say no because, maybe I need to go back and reevaluate where our relationship stood. Was I wrong? Did I project, the common place that we were on? Did I think that we were somewhere but we wasn't? Maybe I need to go back and spend some more time with her. But then at the same time, the reason why I say yes is over, because if I'm going to propose, it means that I feel, yes, I'm saying I feel that if I took the time, because I'm going to spend them ducats to get a ring, if I spend the time, that means you have been showing me something, that you love me like the way I love you. You have been treating me like you want to be my wife. So if you treating me like you want to be my wife, then I want to be your husband. We've been doing this thing. We've been talking for a long time, but whatever. And I propose to you. You tell me no? You tell me no? And me, because I already got what I'm not going to say I already got, but I want to do a big, extravagant proposal. I want to do something that's going to be where, y'all going to start crying type thing. One of those special proposals, go down in history. And so if I take my time to do all that and you tell me no, oh my goodness. I say yes and no, but I'm really more towards yes, because I'm like...
Yes, relationship over.
Yes.
So it's safe to say, for you, if you propose to your woman and she says no, then that relationship over.
Yeah, because, why wouldn't it be over?
I'm trying. Okay, so y'all know I'm always, well, not always. I won't say always, but I just look at things from multiple angles. Because we tend to always act as if everything's supposed to go in this one certain way or whatever. But I look at things from multiple angles, and so I'm really sitting up here like wondering, why would it even have to come to if it's over or not, just because she may not have accepted the proposal? It's almost as if you're saying, because you took the time to propose to her, then now she is obligated to accept your proposal. But my thing is this, like, society has kind of normalized it to where it's okay for the man, if he's in a relationship and the woman is ready to be married, it's okay for him to take his time and not be ready for marriage until he's ready. But now that it's gone the other way, he's taking the time to propose to her. She's not ready yet for whatever reason. And so because she doesn't accept the proposal, then now she's looked at the one who's either mean or ungrateful. And I just really don't see why it has to be like that, because for whatever reason. I mean, so why not have a conversation with her just to figure out what's the reason? Why is it that she said no, versus it automatically going to, okay, this means that the relationship has to be over. So I'm wondering, like, is it something that has to do with like ego? Is his ego hurt because she said no? And so that's what means the relationship has to be over?
That will hurt my ego. Like, I would be like, oh my goodness, like, you gonna do me like this? Like,
my thing is this, like, I'm not gonna be pushed into a marriage just because he felt ready and he proposed. If I'm not ready, then I'm not ready. And I would hope that if I'm in a relationship with someone, then this is something that we are mutually talking about. So then we wouldn't even have to cross that bridge of him proposing to me and me not accepting.
So are you saying, I'm asking, are you saying that the guy needs to make sure that you're ready?
Am I saying that he needs to make sure?
Yeah, he needs to make sure, like, does he need to, like, say something like, if I propose to you right now, would you say yes? Like, does he need to throw out little hints or something?
No, I didn't say those words. But what I am saying is, if you know that you're the type of person that says, if I propose to her and she says no, then that means the relationship over, then it would behoove you, or I would say it would be in your best interest to make sure that this is something that y'all are both interested in, and not saying like you have to be like, so if I propose to you, what you gonna say? No, ain't nobody taking it back to elementary school. Where you writing letters, will you marry me? Yes or no? Don't check maybe. I'm not taking it back there. But what I am saying is that people do usually sit and talk about stuff like this, like, so when we marry, just however the conversation may go. There's not one script as to how the conversation would go, but still you would hope that they both had that common interest, or they both know about it. But at the same time, what I am saying is, for men, there are several times, or oftentimes, when a woman is ready to get married. Mm-hmm. She may hint around at it or whatever, but the man, if he's not ready, he's just not ready. Mm-hmm. And he is given all of the space and opportunity to be able to wait until he's ready. Because a lot of them, they have this idea of what it is that they want in someone who is going to be their wife. And they don't care how cool they are with the girl, how great the relationship is going. If he hasn't seen those qualities or whatever skills or whatever traits he's looking for in a woman that's to be his wife, if he doesn't see them, he's not proposing. Mm-hmm. Even if she is ready. Mm-hmm. And a lot of women stick around and they wait until he's ready to propose to her. So, I just feel like society has made it to where it's okay for a man to hold his ground if he's not ready. But if a woman is proposed to, then it's like she's obligated to say, yes, I will marry you. I don't understand why she has to have the obligation.
Because I'm not gonna say she's obligated, but if we are dating,
well, if you're gonna say I'm gonna the relationship over. If she say no, then that is basically obligation. She's obligated to say yes.
Okay, well, if you put it that way, then yes. I just feel like this. If we are dating, though, we have been dating, you know I love you. What's the point of saying no?
It could, see, that's why I say conversation. Because, see, if for you to say, well, what's the point in saying no, then that's only one side of it. Because to you, it's like, what's the point in saying no? No one will know what's her reason for saying no until she's asked. But I can only speak for me. I know there's certain things that I'm looking at me now, where I stand now, you know, because it's like people just have this thought in their head as if women are just sitting around waiting to be married, or like women just, of course, there are a lot of women who do sit back and they fantasize about marriage. They have everything already mapped out. The only thing they missing is the husband. Insert husband here. Okay. You know, so that's the only thing they missing. And some guys are like that too. They have everything already mapped out. The only thing they missing is whoever the wife is. But at the same time, stop assuming that that's what all women are sitting around here waiting for. All women are not sitting around here just waiting on somebody to marry them, waiting on somebody to propose to them. All women are not sitting around here as if, oh, you doing me this big grand favor because now you've asked me to marry you. Not all women are sitting around here like that. But at the same time, you know, the same way that a man is afforded the opportunity to be able to wait until he sees the qualities in this woman that he's dating before he can propose, that could very well be the same thing for a woman. And it doesn't necessarily mean that she's not into you. It just means that, okay, you know what? We're not ready right now. So, I mean, get off the ego trip, because it's not like she's saying, I don't want you ever. But of course she wants you. At some point she with you. But it may not have manifested to her yet that, okay, he's husband material just yet. And those could be some words that, you know, hearing those words may be words that kind of like put like a bad taste in your mouth. But what I am saying is, whatever words you want to use, choose whatever word sounds soft and sweet to you. But if she's still waiting to see different things about you, then that's just what it is.
I mean, but okay, because I just look at it like this. If me personally, I'm speaking for me because I can't speak for no other guy. But if I'm dating someone, we're gonna be dating for a while, and she's gonna be able to see that I'm husband material. We're gonna have that time to understand each other. She's gonna know. I feel like this: as a man, we have to lead. Right? So, you know, I'm leading. I'm feeling like, okay, this is the time. This is the right time for me to propose because I think we're both ready. You know what I'm saying? But for her to say no, it's an ego trip, I guess.
But then even still, you're still saying, I think this is the time for us. You don't really know if it's her time. Okay, look, so I'm just say me. I'll say me. Because, you know, when we're dating, and first I will go ahead and say this. It's not like I'm saying, oh, we got to spend like 5 and 10 years dating and stuff like that. I'm not saying that. I'm 40 years old. I don't have that type of time either. But what I am saying is still there's no need to rush me just because you're ready. Because there's just certain things I like to know. And when you're dating and you in this whole euphoric state and all of this other type of stuff, a lot of times you're not actually seeing the things that you really need to see. And so I'm not saying, again, I want to emphasize, I'm not saying that it has to be like this extended period of time. But there are a few things that I need to make clear of before I just go rushing into some type of lifelong commitment with somebody. This is lifelong commitment we're talking about here.
True.
This is something, you know, we say till death do us part. Nobody goes into a marriage planning to get divorced right after. Yes, divorces happen, but you're not really planning to get divorced when you go into this marriage. Now, I'll say for me, just because of, you know, certain things that I may have dealt with in my past, I say like anger. anger used to be like a huge thing for me. I had really, really bad anger issues. And we all know that even when we get to the point to where things are not our thing anymore, those things still kind of linger around, just waiting on us to pick them right on back up.
Man,
and so my thing is this, like, if I know that I was the type of person that anger put me into this state to where I don't hear anybody around me, the only thing I'm doing is just, I'm ready to put hands on. Okay, so it is important to me to know, how does he respond when he's angry? Because if when you get angry, you the type of person that you just say whatever, you do whatever, I can't be with you. You know, because I can't be put in a situation to where now I'm provoked to anger. And no, I'm not saying like I'm living in some type of fairy tale world where everything is going to be perfect when I get into a relationship. But me standing on this side of it, I have options. I have choices. I don't have to just go rush into something just because this is what is being pressed upon me. It doesn't matter if I've given you 2 months of my time, 3 months, 6 months of my time. If I'm not ready, then that's just what it is. I'm not ready, you know. And so like when it goes back to the whole anger thing, I don't want to miss this whole thing the whole time we dating. You know, I've never had the opportunity to see how you respond when you're angry. Mm-hmm. Now we're married, you get angry about something and you just handle it in ways that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yes, I pray. Yes, I believe in this whole wife sanctify the home. Okay, got it. But at the same time, if I'm standing on this side and I have the opportunity to observe and have the time to wait and see these things for myself, why just rush into it on a hope and a dream? You know, I mean, and that's just one, you know, or me knowing how does he respond when he's in vulnerable moments, because we all get to those places where we pressed, you know, trials come our way, you know, so these moments that happen in our life, they tend to make us vulnerable. Yeah. So my thing is this, when you're in a vulnerable moment, do you lean toward or press more toward our Father, or do you lean toward or press more toward old vices? You know, so if you're the type of person that you still in that phase where you leaning toward old vices, no, I don't want to find that out once we get married.
Yeah.
I can have all the prayer in the world, but I just don't. I just don't want to.
Yeah, and I feel you on that. But I think, and then my question would be, I'll probably need to ask her, like, do you really want to do this? Like, after you're saying, you know, you're asking, is the relationship over? So my question would be to her, like, okay, is it over? I'm not going to make the decision, you know, right then, but then at the same time, I'll be like.
But I'm trying to figure out, why would it have to be over? I think the only, but you will probably be the only one thinking that.
Why?
Thinking that it had to be over.
I think I would feel like it's over because, like, dang, if she don't want to accept my hand in marriage, she know that we both going into this thing. We want marriage, and I propose to you, and you say no. Then I'm in my head, I'm be like, well, I guess she don't want me then. That's
in
how I'm
head,
thinking.
You like, I guess you don't want me. So why not take a moment to kind of like cool down and step off your ego and then go back and have conversation with her?
Lord, I hope this don't happen to me, please. Jesus. Please. Lord.
I hope it don't happen to you either. And then of course, you know, I can only imagine what, you know.
Oh my goodness.
I can only imagine, you know, trust me, I'm not against marriage. Right. I'm not against relationship. I want to be married one day. One day, I do. I want to be. I don't want to grow old and alone and all this stuff. I mean, eventually, at some point, my kid's gonna be grown and on their own. You know, so I don't want to just be by myself for the rest of my life. But at the same time, you know, the way that I look at it, like I look at it that, not saying that I'm just like God's gift to whomever. But at the same time, I ain't finna sit up here and act like I'm just some scrub that don't have options either. I got options. I have options just as well as any guy who is single has options. We don't have to just go rush into these relationships or whatever just because, you know, I'm single.
Right.
It doesn't really mean that to me. I mean, take the time to actually, know what you're getting into. I mean, just like I was telling somebody, I said, just because somebody is a nice person or a good person, that doesn't mean that I'm obligated to be with them just because they're interested in me.
Look, I like the way you put it in perspective, but me, I always been the type of guy, it wasn't nothing for me to cut them off. It wasn't nothing for me to cut them off. You don't want
Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah. It wasn't nothing. Cut them off quick. You don't want me? Okay. Girls are like buses.
What do you mean? What does it mean? Girls are like buses. What does
Miss
it mean?
one, next 15, one coming. You gotta know the song to know what I'm talking about. But for real.
Why ever look at me? Listen, I know it may sound like I'm just totally against or whatever, but it's a lot of, I'm very passionate about this because me now, I just really, really understand the importance of waiting and getting to know. And I just really don't see the need to rush just because somebody proposed, it doesn't mean I ain't gonna talk about that on the show. We can talk about that after the show. But it doesn't mean that I'm not interested in you. If I wasn't interested in you, trust me, I wouldn't be with you. It just means that I'm not ready right now for that commitment.
That just would make a dude feel like you ain't interested though. It just really, it would make us feel, well, me, I hate to try to speak for everybody, but I just really think that it would make me feel like, dang, she don't like me then. She don't want to be with me. She don't want to spend the rest of her life with me.
This would be a topic for a whole nother show, but I never did really understand why is it that
what?
Because I just laughed because I just thought about backlash. Whatever. But I never really understood why we have to work so hard to stroke egos. And I'm not saying that, we need to be out here rude and callous. That's not what I'm saying. Don't try to push me all the way to another extreme, But I'm just saying, when it comes down to, I've heard so many women just talk about the ego of a man. Okay. To me, it almost sounds like puffed up pride. Okay. So we could tell people don't walk around in pride, but it's okay for a man to have his ego. And we all have to cater to it. I never really understood the whole stroke his ego thing. Now, of course, when you're in relationships, ideally, you want to be in a relationship where the two of you are devoted to each other. The two of you have that love, that honor, and respect for each other. The two of you are doing for each other in a way that exemplifies, I am bringing out the best in you. Mm-hmm. So we're both singing each other's praises. We're both, making each other feel good. We're both encouraging each other. But then when it comes down to the whole, like this, for example, the whole, I feel like she don't want me. Just talk to her.
Man, at that point, I don't want to talk about nothing. I done bought this ring. I done got all my family together, my sister, all my nieces, nephew, all my people. We probably done, I'm telling you, I'm gonna do it big.
So basically, just embarrassed because she gave you the response that you didn't want in front of all these folks.
Right.
So basically, being led by your emotions. Cause in your emotions, now you probably feeling like Boo Boo the Fool because of ain't no telling what you doing in front of all these people, and she had the audacity to say no.
And then we probably had already been dating for about a year anyway. So we already been dating for about a year, and you gonna tell me no? I mean, So then let's flip it a little bit. What about, cause of course, not me now, of course, but
there are a lot of women out here who are like on go when it comes down to getting married. They ready to get married right now. They just don't have a dude. So what if you were to get with one of these ladies who, now that y'all done got together, 3 months later, she pressing by marriage. So she ready. She already know she ready. She done already seen what she done already seen what she needed to see in you. Because she already had her little checklist, that mental checklist going in her head. And so she already done scoped you enough to be like, okay, you know what? Yeah, this marriage material right here.
Yeah.
And so she ready, but you not.
I like the way you flip that. And that would aggravate me. That would aggravate me if she like, you know, when you gonna propose to me, or be like, I'm ready to get married. I'm not gonna be your woman. You ain't finna be carrying me for so long. You know, if she, you know, I've heard those women say stuff like that.
I've heard women say stuff like that.
So like, that would aggravate me. That would aggravate me. I would hate that. Don't pressure me to do it. Let it come naturally.
And it would aggravate me if I'm dating a guy and he feels like just because he's ready, just because he took the time to get a whole bunch of people in front of me and propose to me, and I said no, it would aggravate me that now he, you know, on this whole, so we must be over type of thing. That would be aggravating to me.
See, I wouldn't have nothing else to say. I'd just be like, man, okay, well, I guess we could be friends.
Yeah, see. And it's funny, but I've seen situations like this before where, you know, a guy, he's proposed to a girl, she said no, and they just ended it right there. And even then, you know, I couldn't understand it. Like, I always had this question of, well, why did it have to be over?
Wow.
Why did it have to be over just because she said no? Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that not too many people will agree with what I'm saying. I already know. Because as a matter of fact, like, when I saw the post on social media, a lot of the women were the ones that were going in on her the hardest.
For real.
You know, the women were the ones that were not showing any love at all.
Wow.
You know, and so I'm just, it is what it is, man. Because one thing about it, we don't all have to agree. We don't all have to have the same train of thought. We don't all have to have the same beliefs. None of that type of stuff. So my thing is this, you know, have your difference of opinion. Just don't, when you are talking to me, don't try to talk down on me as if now I'm just the fool because this is the way I think about it. Right. You know, or as if I'm missing out on something because this is the way I look at it, or this is the way that I think about it. But one thing that I am starting to see, especially, it just seemed like, you know, and I'm a Christian woman, but it just seemed like, you know, Christian women tend to think that, you know, you should want to be married. Yeah. Or you should want to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to when the time is right.
Yeah, that's kind of like what we had talked about on Single Not Lonely.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah, so, that's the way they look at it for real.
Yeah,
like,
so
especially when you save. I don't even think, because I don't remember when I was in the world, marriage just wasn't pushed around me. I think circle.
In the world, it wasn't such a huge thing because when you in the world, you're fornicating.
Right.
You having sex anyway.
Marriage
wasn't
pushed.
So I think in the world, you know, it just really wasn't one of those topics that you had people pressing you about all the time. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I guess, you know, when people see like, you still young, I know you still burning with desire or whatever. I don't know. Gosh, let's get back to the topic. Oh, jeez. Because I just had a mini headache. M-I-N-I. I just had a little headache. Because not for real a headache. I didn't really have a headache. But I'm just saying, oh my gosh.
I mean, and as a Christian man, when I do start dating, when I get serious about it, I'm going to be ready to get married. I'm not even going to lie. And I say a year we probably be dating, but you know, if the vibe is so good, and I'm talking about it just feels so right, y'all, I probably propose to that girl in about 3 to 6 months I'm telling you.
I mean, and it happens.
Right.
It happens. It really does happen. But I think, oh my gosh,
I just come against her saying no in the name. Not. She better not.
Oh my
For
goodness.
real.
Oh my goodness,
Man.
that is so funny. That is so funny. But I do know, like, I just hope that when the time comes that I'm not in a situation like that.
Right.
One day it's gonna happen. One day it's gonna happen. I'm gonna be dating. My dating is gonna be intentional dating with the intent of being married. But I just don't want to be pressed into it.
Right.
I don't want to feel like, now because he's ready, then now that means I gotta be ready. It's almost the same as when it comes down to dating. It's almost the same when it comes down to dating. Somebody cool, both of y'all cool, you hang out a few times or whatever, and he may ask, okay, so what about us?
I seen a video like that just the other day. He was on camera and he had called the girl and she was like, when he had hit her up on the phone, and this was on camera. And so he had hit her up and he was like, what's up? And she was like, nah, I'm just chilling. And then he was like, I just wanted to call you and tell you, like, I just been feeling your vibe. These past few weeks we've been talking. I really, really, really like you. And I just wanted to see if we could just, take it to the next level. And then she was like, nah. And you could just see it in his face. He was so, like, heartbroken because he just felt like they had this vibe. And I've been there too before, like, chilling with a girl all the time and thinking like, darn, I think she like me. She doing little stuff here and there. And then next thing you know, when I just say like, so what are we? What are we doing? And then she kind of like tell me, well, we're just chilling. So that's kind of like how she had did him. And thought that made me think what you were just talking about. It just made me think about that. And they caught that on camera because it was like some type of show where I guess they make love connections or something. And they caught that on camera. So,
I mean, at a minimum, if anything, if she could have changed anything about, because I didn't see the video. I'm just only hearing this part that you just said. Mm-hmm. So if anything, maybe could have not been like, nah, because they kind of come off as heartless, callous, or whatever. But at the same time, okay, so they both may have been hanging out, chilling, had some type of vibe or whatever. But just because he's ready to move it to the next level, she's not obligated to do that just because he wants to do that.
Right.
And so that's why for me, because of the fact that I know that some people think like that, because people think like that, because of the fact that I know that some people think like that, I'm not finna be, when it come down to the opposite sex or whatever.
Yeah.
We gotta be bona fide, just cool. Before I'm like hanging out with you, we hanging out or whatever. We got to be bona fide. I already know, like, whatever it is between us, before any of that. Right. And so, like, the only guys that I do talk to, like, I consider them all like my brothers anyway.
Right.
Like, you.
But what if you had a brother? What if you had a brother in the clan who just was like, I'm feeling Anita,
A brother? No, listen, because let me tell you something. Let me tell you. If I call you brother, I look at you like a brother.
But we still are brothers and sisters in Christ now. Even if
brother
you like...
Brother and sister in Christ, but I'm trying to tell you. I'm talking about me. If I'm feeling something about you, I ain't finna call you my brother.
What?
I ain't finna call you my brother. So if I call you brother is a brother. Brother's what you are. Brother.
It go crazy.
I'm so serious. If I call you brother's what you is. I don't throw up nothing for you. Not even my pinky toe. So, don't even get excited. Brother.
So, I mean... No, I don't think I'm not.
No,
okay. Nigga, I wouldn't,
No, hold up. Don't do that on this show now. Don't make me...
No, not like that, but...
Don't make my thick accent come out.
Y'all already know what I want, and she can't give it to me. But...
And you still went there. I'm going to save him for after the show, though. I ain't even
But
won't even let y'all see how we go at it after the show, though, boo boo.
But
brothers.
Yeah, but I feel you know, like in the dating part, and I can understand that now. I can understand like if somebody wanted
marriage, same thing.
I guess. I just feel
But
like, man, if we been dating,
you would want to hope though that for a person to get to the point to where now they thinking like marriage type of thing, you would want to think though that they both at a minimum agreed that they were in a solid relationship.
Right.
You want to at least at the minimum think that. But I'm telling you, I've seen some stuff. But even if we both in a relationship, I'm not about to be rushed to be pulled into a marriage just because somebody else has already said that they ready. I mean, just like having children. Somebody might be ready to have a kid before the other one ready. You know, so you don't leave a person because they said they're not ready to have a baby. Some people might.
So, yeah, some people might. Yeah, but yeah, I guess.
But I mean, me saying that I'm not ready right now doesn't mean that I won't ever be ready, and it doesn't mean that I don't love you or I don't have feelings for you. Just talk to me. Just ask me. Ask me why I'm not ready.
I believe you gonna have that vibe though. He gonna come and you gonna yeah. I believe it.
When it happens, yeah, I know.
I'm so excited. We get married. We gonna find our spouses, ain't that right? Why you looking like that? Not now, I'm just saying. I'm speaking things as though they were.
Right, one day.
Anyway, but I love this topic, man. This was a pretty good topic. I still feel how I feel though.
Very good topic. Very good topic.
It's over. Ain't nothing to cut off. Okay. It ain't nothing.
Would you say something like a bus? Something?
Girls are like buses. They gone. It's too many more about it. Look, you want to be sleep if you want to. Be sleep if you want to.
But then look at this. Okay, so look. So let's say like we had like a progress bar or something, you know, that you and your current woman, y'all kind of like moving along this progress bar or whatever. You may be ready. She not quite ready yet. So we don't know where she at on the little progress bar or whatever. But you leave her, you got to go and start over in a whole new relationship with somebody else. Whereas the girl that you just walked away from because your ego was hurt, she may have been ready a couple of months later.
Yeah.
Talk to
I feel you. Look, this is not gonna happen to me, so we ain't finna be talking.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's gonna happen to you, but I would just say anybody like talk.
Yeah,
and I know
true.
For some people just like, you know, they stuck on where they at, and it's just like, nah, I ain't talking. What? And that's fine. You know, if that's your thing, that's fine. But I'm just saying, I know me. I feel no obligation to have to say, yes, I'll marry you because somebody did whatever they did to propose.
And you know what? That would also, that would damage, speaking for myself, that would damage me to the place where, you know what? That's why I should have stayed single. That's why.
See, I'm not responsible for all that.
See, that's why I should have stayed single. I should never trust these women. You know what I'm saying? I should have been like, man, see, that's why I'm just going to stay single. I'm just going to be out here doing my thing. You know, see, that would just put me in that place, for real. If that would happen to me, I think that would put me in that type of place.
I'm not responsible for all that for anybody.
Right.
If that's what somebody feel. The best thing that I will offer for that brother is, bruh, you might want to go talk to somebody so you can explore all of that. Because if not me, it might be somebody else. Right. So why feel the need that somebody had to be moved on your timetable? Why feel the need? Maybe check, make sure you ain't got no type of issues with rejection or any type of, you know, whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel no obligation. But what I do know is when it's right, because you feel it.
Right.
And you just know. And I ain't finna be rushed just because, you know, I'm just a firm believer. He can be just as nice as all get out and everything could be right about him. But that does not mean that you're mine. But at the same time, I got to an age now. I ain't finna be wasting no time in no relationship if I know from the onset that it's just something I'm just like, I'm not finna waste my time or yours. And it doesn't mean anything negative toward you, but I'm not finna be responsible for somebody just thinking that it means something negative.
That's true, and there you have it. We thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment on this video, share whatever you want to comment and what you think about this video. And we just want to hear from you all.
Yes.
And we thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in once again on what?
Talking with Sis.
We'll see you next time. Wait. Do not leave until you subscribe. Subscribe right now.